Yo, 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 it's your boy, Optic Kenny. No, I'm just playing. What's good, guys? Somebody in the comments told me to do that, so I did it. What's good? Welcome back to episode, 7 of the Listen In with Ken. And we're going to talk about last week's matches. Obviously, it's a little delayed. I've been getting a lot of rest. Been doing a lot of VOD and sessions after practice, so I've been just getting some rest and not being able to record. But today, we have a lot of time, so here's a new episode. Let's get right into it. Last week's matches weren't really, I guess, that entertaining. They were alright, but definitely a little bit of blowouts every here and there. You know, we definitely have a few bangers, maybe one or two. But overall, I mean, I feel like the weekend was pretty swift, pretty clean, especially out of the top teams. But first match of the weekend, we had Minnesota versus Atlanta, and obviously Minnesota in a weird spot. We're gonna get to them. We'll kind of talk about it. But they play Faze. They obviously, like I said last episode, they needed a bounce back win, and I did not know that Faze was their bounce back win, but it obviously didn't happen. Clean series out of Atlanta. I mean, the closest map was probably the invasion control, but overall, I feel like Minnesota's definitely, I wouldn't say broken, but they're definitely in a out of control spiral of just, I guess, losing like full, or like just losing composure, because these losses ain't pretty. But I mean, once again, I mean, they're playing a top 14 and playing Atlanta, one of the best teams right now, so I feel like it was going to be hard for them. If they won this, I feel like it could be a good regain or bounce back for them. But as you can see, it was a 3-0 and a swift one, to be honest. Next series, we had Toronto Ultra versus Seattle. A lot of controversy over Seattle right now. They are they're definitely one of the teams of the CDL for sure. But once again, they play a Toronto reigning champs, and they play triple Karachi. I didn't even get to watch this series, I don't think. But once again, another swift one, free one. I think this is the series that Scrap was yawning in the camera, some troll stuff. Yeah, Seattle's not looking pretty. They definitely have some, I don't even want to call it pacing issues. They might just have some game plan issues, because a lot of times they like to just run around. Realistically, I'm just gonna be 100. I'll be the one to say it, but definitely think they need to hit the books a little bit and look at some VOD. But that was honestly our Friday matches. These listeners are gonna be kind of boring and barely any talking, because the 2-match thing is definitely not it. But next match, we had a Vegas versus Boston. This is actually a banger. Well, it was supposed to be a banger series. This is one of my highlighted series I had for the listening. Now, Jesus Christ, I can't talk. One specific play I wanted to talk about was definitely the end of this hard point, the first hard point. But these are two teams who are fighting right now in the middle of the pack, and obviously everybody expected Boston to win this one, kind of. Well, I wouldn't really say expected Boston, but was weighing towards Boston a little bit. I mean, Vegas is obviously on the uprise, definitely looking a lot better. But once again, I want to talk about this P1 play on this last P1 of Karachi from Purge, because I'm gonna tip it. I won't say I'm giving flowers, because I think he was getting absolutely Kentucky fried on this map, but this kill he got on, I want to say Ace, I think, was actually insane. So basically, to set the scene, Boston just got a clean 4 dead on this rotation here, and if Vegas doesn't touch the hill, so basically if they don't touch the hill or contest for 4 seconds, Boston wins the map. I don't really know what this Boston setup was. I'm not gonna go over it, but I think it was pretty questionable setup, because I think they win this if they played it differently. But overall, they just tried to play a tight setup and just guarantee the win. And I think they gave a little bit too much space on the map for the other team to use. And obviously, you can just go hindsight and say, like, this kill that was about to happen probably just wins on the map. But literally, like, nobody even on their team is holding the pinch. 7 just pinches for free. And I think the guy on the hill is holding it, but I think that allows like a lot of timings, realistically. So Geo gets the entry. Where does Geo get the entry from? Geo gets the entry from top fountain. So him 6 kills Austin, and then right here, Purge used the pillar, finesses, gets a 2-piece, and now Boston doesn't win the map.
Purge gets the double kill as well. 13 and 24, but he gets a big,
so like, without giving too much, I don't really want to, you know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to help other teams or anything. But I just think that like Boston gave a little bit too much space right there, and obviously like if Asim just gets that trade, maybe they just win. because I think they killed the last guy. No, so Vegas dies to everybody. Or no, Vegas kills everybody. Yeah. So literally it came down to a 1v1 on the hill maybe. But even then, I don't know. Like only way that like they win here, Boston wins here if Asen kills a guy and he jumps on the hill and then wins the 1v1. Which probably would have happened, but it is what it is. Well played by Purge. I mean, he was getting absolutely fried, so he kind of had to make something happen, but he pulled that one out his ass for sure. Well played to him. Well played to Vegas, and hopefully Boston can get another bounce back match. They play us. So actually, let's not hope that they bounce back. Let's hope that they bounce down. I don't know what that means. Anyways, up next, you got the Optic Texas versus Carolina. Us. And obviously, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this because I can obviously refer to my team or our team. First map, we had Invasion, Hardpoint. Definitely, I mean, when the videos came out, I'm assuming that everybody, because saw this as us testing maps, which is what it was. I mean, I told you guys last weekend that we're going to be looking to test maps and try new maps that we haven't played in matches this split, and ones that we've been working on scrims, and that obviously includes this Invasion Hardpoint and the high-res S&D. Definitely going to talk about the high-res S&D because it was so trolly and so shite from us. But Invasion Hardpoint looked good out of us. Carolina obviously 0-7, I think, now over 6. But I think Clay said something on stream about them being good at it in practice, which is definitely something that's rough because that's the thing that sucks about scrims is that you can have a really good win rate in scrims on a certain map, but when it comes to matches, you just don't win it. Like for some reason, just you can't put it together in matches, and you're just like the best team in scrims on it. So it is what it is. We honestly wanted to play it because they were 0-6. Expected them to pick it, so we went Team B to pick High Rise, a map that we wanted to try and like test out, and obviously we absolutely trolled it. So basically, to go over the High Rise, I mean, I think the High Rise we played absolutely terrible. I don't think it showed, but I definitely don't do this normally, but during this match I kind of was like not raging, but I was kind of just like bitching a little bit about how we played this map because I think we played it terribly. Like we didn't use our manage advantages, we didn't use any teamwork, and we kind of were just playing the map like trolly, and like it was definitely a map like we had to talk about it before about wanting to try it, and I think we really just didn't try it. It's like we didn't even play this map. I don't even know how to explain it, and it's a I'm not trying to make an excuse because we got absolutely shit on, but like we went into it trying this map and then it felt like we just like didn't even try to play the map. I don't know how to explain that, but that's just basically how I see it. But there's a few rounds I wanted to talk about. Let's see. So like for example, like this round, like AG tries to make a play through their base, he gets a kill, and like it's a 3v2. And like right here, like we can go in hindsight and say like Ant should have just killed this guy and we win the round. But it's like we're giving ourselves 19 seconds to work with. So realistically, we are in the disadvantage somehow with a 3v2, and I think that's just based off like us just having really bad mid-round adjustments and mid-round just like I guess info and knowing where the other people were, and like also just working together. And I think that's something that we do well on other S&D maps, and obviously that's probably why it's one of the ones we're working on right now because of this fact that we don't do certain things on this map. But there's just a few rounds, like let's see, like the 2v4 round that we lost. So we get a 42 here, and to honestly speak on what happened, so we get the 42. I'm like, yo, I bomb. I'm gonna go try to work the bomb. Somebody look over me. So right here, our setup is to have Ant look over me. I'm gonna plant the bomb. AG's underground. Brandon's lurking. And like realistically here, I'm not like here. I just think we're just solo dying everywhere. We're not really playing any trades anywhere. Like nobody's ready to trade me on bomb. Like Ant's kind of ready to trade me, but he ends up getting killed by Clay across the map, and it's just like. Realistically, we just had the bomb down. We just got to make them defuse the bomb, and it's as simple as that. And that's obviously something we talked about, and I was kind of saying it during the match. But overall, without giving too much, I mean, we just played this map terribly. There's no excuse to it. We want to get better at it. We're trying to get better at it. We've been grinding in scrims, and honestly, this was a bad showing out of us, and we know it. And it was just honestly embarrassing. Simple as that. No other way to put it. It was embarrassing. We gonna work on it, and hopefully this never happens again because I do think we should be playing higher S&D as a team. Obviously a bounce back for us after my little rage session after the map 2. was the Invasion Control, where we absolutely slammed them. And I tweeted out saying they lagged out because of this play right here. I'll show you guys. This is what I wasn't really trying to roast them. I was roasting, but I wasn't trying to roast because, like, if you don't think this is lag out play, then I don't know what else to say. So basically, here we're up to always obviously we're on offense here. I get a kill here on Clay. I get made one shot right here. I actually finesse this. This was some typical finesse out of me, and like, look at this awareness of to know where the door is perfectly without even looking at it and just go into the door smoothly. Boop. But yeah, we get 3 dead here. I kill TJ here. Win last guy cafe. So obviously here at this point they don't know where I am and we're streaking. But like, look at this. So I see fellow across to the right and I make him one shot. Boom. I know TJ's there too. I kill TJ. I reach out. I kill TJ. I kill TJ. I killed TJ. So let me repeat that. That boy Tyler Fellow said, and I guess he was thinking that Clay was gonna kill me. Maybe Clay just didn't. I think Clay just didn't see me. But like, that's honestly why I said they lagged out. But overall, great map out of us. Me and AG had a pretty good map. I went 20-29. He went 21-11. Everybody played well. I mean, Brandon went 10-9, but it is what it is, you know. He ain't really had to do much this map. But yeah, we play real hardpoint. I think Ant breaks the hardpoint record or kill record or something like that, and both him and AG fried. Definitely wasn't a clean map out of us. We had a few rotations that we had talked about after that. We really just trolled, and honestly, it just in the moment wasn't. It's something that we're still working on. I don't think it's that terrible. Like, the mistakes weren't like super terrible. I think they were just like when we went over things in practice, they were kind of misunderstood, I guess, is the way to kind of put it. So overall, I think a great match out of us. We went 3-1. Definitely want to stay hot moving forward and keep the momentum up, but obviously once again, S&D is something that we need to be cleaning up. Next match, we got LAG versus Seattle. Once again, another 3-0. I mean, these are two teams who are just not like looking that good right now. So I didn't really know who was gonna win this one, but as you see, Seattle wins this one, so I guess maybe Seattle isn't the worst. I feel like a lot of these teams definitely need like maybe some different game plans, I would say. That's just the best way to put it. I don't want to give away too much, just maybe that. But they win this map 3-0. I mean, win the series 3-0. Typical out of them. I think Brezzy had a typical control Karachi. I was watching a little bit, and shouts out to him because he obviously is back in the league now. And it definitely takes some time to get back used to how things swing or work here. Miami versus New York. I think everybody expected New York to win this series, but once again, Miami's still trying to figure out their roster thing because they obviously added Eric Boone for a reason to the team, and it's not looking too good for them. New York should win this series in this fashion, but there should at least be some fight out of Miami, which I don't think there was. Realistically, that's just the best way to put it. That's the most honest way to put it, and we're gonna stand up, isn't there? Next match. I'm sorry I'm going through these so quick, but like, they're all 3-0s. Banger 3-0 right here. Atlanta plays Toronto. I think this is Eagle Child out of Toronto. I think they obviously put Atlanta on some of their best maps. Maybe they're trying to see how they match up well versus Atlanta on some of their good maps. And obviously Toronto gets 3-0'd. I don't think this is that crazy. I mean, they lose the round 11, which is insane. Insane round 11 on SD Rio. I'll show you guys. I don't know how this round like ended up going like this, but this was honestly one of the craziest rounds I've ever seen. I'll show you guys. So Faze obviously coming A. I think Envoy gets maybe one shot here. And Toronto reacts well. They're all 4 here. So it's a 4v4 bang out basically. And then like these guys get killed somehow. I think Jamie kind of like got some terrible timing here because of the smoke, but I think at least they push it to a map 4 if they win this round, obviously. But typical series at Atlanta. I mean, they beat the reigning champs. They 3-0 them. This is like Toronto's second loss this whole year, so definitely a good momentum swing and confidence boost for Atlanta here because once again they lost to them in grand finals at the last event, and here they come out 3-0 them. I think you take this with like a grain of salt, though. I don't think this is like how it would realistically go if it was replayed. I don't think you would see these same maps if it were replayed, but overall, great series out of Atlanta. They look really good right now, and definitely the team to beat, I guess. Next match and last match, absolute grueler and banger out of LAT and Minnesota. So realistically, Minnesota should win this. Minnesota plays the top teams well, and People are considering them a top 4 team at times, top 5, and like they're playing one of the worst teams in the league, quote unquote, on the stat sheet. But I even said on stream that I think LAT is actually one of the best, if not, I'm gonna say the best, but one of the best like scrim partners there is, especially when it comes to hardpoint, because they play the game pretty well and they're definitely not trolly, I guess. They actually go hard, and you can tell when you play against them. But they win this map 6-3 on terminal, and honestly, I just think it once again is the same thing. It's the same thing with Minnesota. They just have a bad tendency of not closing on their hard points, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like the player combination. I don't know what it is, but once again, I want to get shouts to Lamar. I think Lamar's playing fantastic this year. I think people are always on Lamar's ass about him playing bad, and I think this year he's actually really good at this game. And I'm not saying that he was terrible at the other games. I just feel like he had a different role in the other games, and I think this game he's kind of more stepping into his element of like slaying and putting up the damage, and actually, you know, I mean, being that carry AR, I guess you kind of say. Because obviously you pick up this team, you think you put Awakening in that. I don't think Wake's been playing as well as he could. I don't think he's playing close to as good as he could, but that could just be a team culture type thing. And I think right now they're in a bad state. It's just simple as that. They lose LAT, and it's definitely one of that stings. It stings a lot because nobody looks at LAT as a good team right now. For me, they're one of the best scrim partners, especially in hardpoint. But I think this is just a terrible showing out of Minnesota, and I think they just definitely need to bounce back. They need to win their next match. For confidence, they play Seattle, and if they lose to Seattle, it might just be a T12. I'm just gonna be 100. That's the last match of the series, like the weekend, and that's just so boring. So we're gonna get predictions. Let's get predictions for next weekend. I obviously won't predict our match, but we'll predict all the other matches. And this stage is just so quick with the 2-match thing, and I'm not really a big fan of it. I don't know if you guys are big fans of it, but let me know in the comments if you guys actually enjoy this, because I don't. I think it's really boring. Okay. So Friday we have us versus Boston. I obviously expect us to win. I'm not gonna say what score, but I expect us to win. Friday, March 8th, we got Atlanta Faze versus LAT. I'm gonna give it Atlanta 3-0. No hit to like LAT. I think they could get eventually good. I think right now they definitely still have some stuff to work on and, you know, get through to be able to like fight or contend with top 4 teams or top teams. So I think if they do win a map, it's probably control, maybe, but it depends on what control that is. We got Carolina versus LAG. I'll take Carolina 3-2. I think this goes to a banger game 5. And I think LAG actually shows up this series and brings this to a map 5. We got LAG versus New York. So they run. Why does this always happen where the team that plays Friday always plays first on the Saturday? But Friday, they got LAG versus New York. I think LAG wins the 3-2 versus Carolina. No, I got Carolina 3-2. I think they lose this. They go back-to-back 0-2. They lose to New York 3-0. Minnesota versus Seattle. I'll take Minnesota 3-1. I think they finally close out on the map 4, because realistically I think it gets scary for Minnesota if they go map 5, because I think Seattle's actually a pretty good S&D team. So if this goes map 5, I'll take Seattle. If it ends on the map 4, I think it's gonna be Minnesota. Sorry, 1 second. Atlanta Faze versus Boston. So Boston obviously loses 3-0 to Vegas before. They play us. I'm assuming they lost to us. Assuming. Because obviously my team, not gonna say they can beat us, but they play a Faze, and I think they lose this one 3-0 or 3-1. I think the only map they can really take is control once again, but I don't know. I don't think Boston's that good of a control team. I don't know. I haven't really watched many of their matches, but I'll take Faze 3-0, 3-1. LAT versus Vegas. So this is a banger. I think this match goes game 5, and I will take LAT in the game 5. We have Carolina versus Miami. I will take Carolina 3-1. And then we got us versus Ultra. Once again, I'm taking us. So definitely a bigger match. Looking forward to playing Toronto, obviously, because we haven't gotten to play them this year, and I hope it's a good match out of both teams. And obviously I'm looking to win it, you know. So that'll be it. That's it for the predictions and this episode of listening. I know this one was kind of boring. I'm sorry. Maybe give me some ideas of what to add some spice or some fun to this. Maybe I bring on a player, bring on somebody from another team to talk. Let me know what you guys think or what you want. But if you guys like this, please drop a like on this video, drop a comment, subscribe, do what you got to do. pull up to the Twitch, the streams. I do be streaming. I do be kind of coaching on stream. But that is twitch.tv/KuavoKenny. Make sure you follow me there as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back here next week. See ya. Peace.